STAKK Nation, welcome back to the channel.
Champions.
In today's episode, we're going to be talking about people coming for your bitcoins. People wanting you to put your bitcoins at risk. Let's dive into it. What are we talking about, though?
Man, the banks, dinosaurs are coming back, man. We have to survive. New innovation, new innovative mindsets.
Yes.
So they gotta come up with new strategies, can't blame you. You gotta survive. So you gotta come up with solutions.
Yes. Bring the solution.
Bring it to the space.
Listen, here is what is interesting here, okay? There is this company. It's called Milo.
Many of them are coming up to, by the way.
Look, we're not
This is just one of them.
Just before we to dive into this, I just want to say that we're not taking shots at this specific company.
Not at all.
We don't know these people.
I don't know you.
We're not coming for their business.
Nope.
We're just talking about their strategies.
Hey.
That is open for discussion,
Yep.
right? That is, because sometimes people can do something that is not, and until you get different perspectives, you cannot improve.
Hey.
I mean,
we do that with Tesla.
Yes.
Even though we like Elon.
criticism.
It's good.
I just put an extra T.
Criticism. Hey, the banks are doing the same thing right now.
Criticism, okay, is a healthy part of growth.
Yes, it is.
Now let's dive into this situation. Coming soon, receive a cash loan for your crypto. Qualify in minutes. I know you.
Take your real store of value and take the fake money.
Yes, and we'll talk about it because here's the thing, and I'm trying to really draw a line because I know I'm currently in one of these lending programs.
Yep.
And I went through it just to experience the whole thing, right? So that when we talk about it to you,
we have felt it.
we're talking about it to you from experience.
Yes.
We're not just reading articles to you now. Listen. So qualify in minutes. Deposit your BTC, ETH, or USDC as collateral. And we'll send you US dollars.
They know.
Crazy, yeah.
They know.
Listen, you know what it is here? I think part of this is also wordplay to get around regulations because they're not saying you're going to borrow money. They say put your money as deposit your money as collateral.
Collateral.
We'll send you. They're not saying we'll borrow.
No.
They're not saying borrow against.
Yeah.
It sounds sketchy. You can use your cash loan for whatever you would like and exit at any time with zero penalty. Okay. Here's also the other thing that I thought was interesting about the website when I went to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's worth pointing out. This company is US based. We are a US based company that abides by federal laws and has all the proper licensing in place. I'll come back to that part. The proper licensing in place, right? We aim to prove that regulation and crypto can go hand in hand.
Gang, gang.
Noble mission that they're taking on here,
I like that.
right? They aim to prove that the regulations can go hand in hand. Let me point out, they say that they have all the proper licensing in place. What is the proper licensing to be a crypto lender in the US?
Does not exist.
Does not exist. There's no regulations. As a matter of fact, you can still see that Jerome does not even know what crypto is.
GG hasn't figured it out. It's still trying to define what a digital asset is.
Exactly. So now, even though these people say this kind of thing, you take your money, you go put it in a situation like this, and then all of a sudden,
Gang, gang.
FTX activity, and your money is gone.
Just like that.
These are things to be paying close attention to. I'm not aware of any licensing in place to be a crypto lender in the US.
They have banking licenses, but now you are mixing the dollar and the unregulated space together.
Absolutely. So you have to really dig into these things once you start seeing it. Now there is another company which is in Canada, not promoting them obviously, but Ledden, which I put some Bitcoin on there and took a
Good example.
Yeah, I put some Bitcoin on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And someone went through the process of
borrowing your Bitcoin.
and all of that stuff like that. I was just observing on the sideline, looking at how the situation was going down. But I thought it's interesting. So far, it's still going okay.
Yeah, so
Right.
it's a business model.
Yes.
This one says that you give them your assets,
Yeah.
your digital assets, and then they give you back cash. There's lending, for example, where you and I could transact
Well,
the whole loaning situation
So
on
what?
their platform. Right?
Yeah. So this is what happens with the Latin one, right?
Yep.
You take your bitcoins, you move it onto the platform. Once it's on the platform and you want to borrow, right?
I
there
want to
is-
borrow your Bitcoin.
Yeah. Well, you don't get to borrow my Bitcoin
Okay.
because what happens is you put your Bitcoin on the platform,
Yep.
and at that point you can now go, hey, I want to borrow X amount. You have to have at least 50% of the collateral there, and then you can now borrow just there. You can now activate this USDC from the platform to yourself, and it's holding. So it works almost kind of like how it's explained here,
Yep.
except in this situation, the phrasing of it is much more sketchier because they say they will send you US dollars, right? And they say they are they're following, or at least they abide by federal laws and licensed. That's where I think this becomes extremely sketchy.
So one sends you USDC, the other one sends you US dollar.
Well, I mean, it's really all the same sort of thing,
It is.
right? But now here's the thing. How can they say that they have licensing in place and that they abide by the federal laws when we know that Coinbase is registered, right, as a legit crypto platform, yet they were charged $500 million for violating regulations
That do not exist.
that were not in place in the first place,
Yep.
right? So we know that this is, I don't know, it seems to me like it's bullshit. I carry on double up.
Well, we're just trying to let you guys know the objectives of this video is that as this new economy, this digital economy grows, right? And there's the Bitcoin option, right? Which actually on the layer 2, on the Lightning Network, there are actually now new applications that allow you to do the same thing
Yes. But
directly, but peer to peer.
it's verifiable.
Yep.
You have
And
to
you
have
get
a-
to still store your Bitcoin,
Your Bitcoin,
in your wallet without giving it to somebody else. You will just transact, and when you
Yeah.
do fail, that is when that transfer happens. When
Yeah.
you do fail to pay your bills.
Yeah, when there is a, so and the thing with this is like when it's more like there's a liquidation point,
Yes.
right? And so if the price of the Bitcoin is dropping and it gets to a certain point, you just have to add onto your collateral to make sure that
You
it
don't get it.
maintains
Yep.
yeah. But in this situation, it does not seem that is the case.
You are giving somebody else.
Yes, you're giving your, you know what I mean, and you're not. It does not seem like there's anything to manage your collateral or something.
No, they will manage
Right.
it for you, and they might tell you at the last minute or when it's too late. Maybe
Yeah.
when you're on vacation and you can't get to it.
Heck, they might have a bunch of Bitcoin, and then you take a loan, and then they dump Bitcoin
Yep.
to wreck you and liquidate you
Oh.
and keep your Bitcoin.
Some Binance kind of stuff.
Something like that.
So,
You know, who knows?
FTX kind of stuff. But yeah, so
There's always a way to manipulate something, man. There's many ways to go about it. It's to be cautious. Go ahead.
So the goal literally is to let you guys know that the bankers are coming. They're coming into the economy,
Yes.
and you're gonna start seeing a lot more of this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it for real estate. You're gonna see it for buying cars. You just gotta watch out.
Yes.
And,
it's too early days.
We're not hitting against Milo. I think it's an innovative right there. Just make sure that you guys are for real and not out here trying to be another FTX.
Yeah, because this is usually how it starts, right?
Yep.
It's like think of NFTs,
Yep.
right? Take NFTs and replace it with this
come on.
collateral platforms, right? Replace it with these collateral platforms, and you can run the same story.
Yeah.
It's just what you can go back, dude. You can take .com era
Yeah.
and replace it with this,
Yes.
and you can run the same story. It's the same,
We've been here before.
you know. Final thoughts, sir.
Hey, this is what we do, guys. We dig this kind of information out. I hope you've learned from this video. If you're not, like and subscribe. We have more coming.
Yes, hope you find it valuable, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this collateralized lending platforms? I do think there will be some legit ones, but it's yet to be determined. Until next time, please subscribe to the channel, share our videos with your friends, follow us on Twitter, STAKKFin. Also follow us on Facebook, STAKKFin as well, and we are also on Spotify, STAKK. Until next time, present out.